This video is all about managing change effectively, and we know it's really hard to do, and that's borne out by the figure from the CIPD, which shows that about 70% of change programmes fail. The challenge is that managing change is a critical necessity of working life now. It's not just a nice to have. So this video is really important, I think, in demonstrating how we can manage change effectively.
I think the biggest achievement of our change programme has been the scale and the pace at which we've managed to achieve £66 million worth of savings within a 3-year period. So we've managed to do that and free up resources to invest in our top priorities in our corporate strategy. So one of our big priorities is to build self-reliance within our communities. So we've managed to work with the community and voluntary sector to ensure that they're enabled to run our services in partnership with us and make sure that they're closer to communities and that they are better run than when we ran them as a council. But it's the scale and the pace and the enthusiasm and energy that we've approached our change programme. I think that's been our biggest achievement.
The key achievement, I think, is shifting the organisation to one that's really innovative and brave and creative. 18 months, 2 years ago, Suffolk County Council went through some very challenging times and people felt a bit beleaguered and under the cosh, and were a bit fearful of some of the big challenges that they were facing. So I very quickly saw the need to do something very different in Suffolk, and we worked really hard with staff at all levels. We focused on frontline staff. We talked to them about the kind of behaviours and the culture and the values we wanted them to display, but more importantly we said what kind of cultures and behaviours do you want us to kind of display to you. So it was a co-produced kind of programme that we went through, and we allowed all staff to have their say, and it was a fantastic summer of conversations that we had. And the result now is that we have staff who are very engaged with Suffolk County Council, who are very proud to work here, who feel free to be very innovative and brave and feel empowered to do lots of things they wouldn't have done otherwise. With the end result, we know is that we are delivering much better services for the people of Suffolk.
I think there's been 3 things really. Firstly, it's about making sure that people are very clear about what the vision and values of the organisation are. That they're bought into those as well, and that they feel that that's a part of their day-to-day working life. Equipping managers and supervisors with the skills to coach and develop people has also been absolutely crucial. We need an awful lot of discretionary effort from people now that we've made so many forced cuts, that we've got a small number of people doing an awful lot of work. But finally, it's about embracing that change agenda and accepting help and support from wherever it comes. So whether that's peer reviews, audits, inspections, or just getting friendly, critical advice from other local authorities, that really has been the way forward.
Managing change well entails lots of things, but the things that I would pick out are visible leadership, resilience, employee engagement, really good line management, and last but by no means least, communications.
I think the biggest challenge for any organisation at the moment is maintaining staff morale at a time where, for example, in Wigan we've gone down from 5,000 staff to 4,000 staff over a very short time period. So good, hard-working people see their colleagues losing their jobs. So we've worked really hard to maintain staff morale through reward and recognition and motivating people to do better, to come up with us and to help us think of the new ideas and help us deliver our modernisation programme. So that's been probably the biggest challenge, maintaining staff morale.
Well, there's been 2 in truth. The first has been to build an alliance to support growth and to make sure that the 6 councils in Cambridgeshire, ourselves and our 5 colleagues in the districts and the City Council, the business community and our residents are all really getting behind driving growth in this county, and we've done that. And then secondly, there's always the question of resources and how do you make sure that you've got sufficient money to invest in supporting the kinds of growth that we've had in mind. And we've been successful so far in both regards, but we've got some big challenges still ahead of us.
It's been accepting that there isn't a one-size-fits-all culture, and there never can be. People often talk about creating one culture or one council, but actually councils are huge, very diverse and very complex organisations, and really it's about setting the tone, setting the visions, setting the values, and making sure that we allow a number of different cultures to exist, underpinned by that particular theory and by that set of values, about how we treat customers and how we treat each other.
The LGA is helping in a number of ways. As we've already said, public services are reshaping themselves profoundly, and i.e. they're changing, and all of that needs to be managed and effectively addressed. So we've worked with councils and with other partner organisations as part of our Managing Change project. And for example, that's resulted in us developing some road mapping skills and tools that will help councils map out that change and the journey that they need to make, taking their workforce with them. And we're also developing tools around building resilience.
I think the best piece of advice I've ever been given, and the one I've always followed, is keep things simple. So we have a very simple plan on a page of our change programme, our corporate strategy, which is, people said we couldn't do it on one page, but we have. And it sets out very clearly where we want to be in the next 5 years and how we're going to get there, with a very clear resourcing plan behind it to make sure we've got the capacity for the change programme that we need. Second piece of advice I would give is get the right people. For me, it's all about the quality of the management team, your heads of service, your senior managers, making sure they've got the energy and the enthusiasm, that they're inspiring people who can inspire the change that we need. The third piece of advice is be decisive. Don't prevaricate. A bad decision is better than no decision at all. So make sure that the whole management team are very, very pace-driven and very decisive about what needs to happen. Staff are expecting that. They're expecting managers to decide on things, not to sit on the fence.
Well, I think the most important piece of advice is you can't do this massive or make this massive scale of change happen without staff. So you've got to listen to staff, you've got to involve them, and you've got to allow an environment where they feel that they own and create something that's different. So it is about staff engagement right from the beginning in a very authentic and meaningful way. The second thing I would suggest is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because there will be pockets of excellence in the organisation that you should celebrate and try and replicate, and again use staff to do that. And we also use staff to talk to staff, which we found incredibly powerful. Those staff that really embraced the new behaviours and values and really felt them with passion were able to then infect their colleagues and to work with them. And we found that incredibly powerful as well. So, you know, you don't have to spend thousands and thousands on consultants necessarily. Just use what you've got internally, but use it right and use it better.
First is the importance of strong leadership, and particularly when it's come to driving growth here in Cambridgeshire, strong political leadership, and I've been blessed to have great political leaders in the past and indeed now. Secondly, recognising that driving the economy here in Cambridgeshire makes a massive contribution to the business community, to our residents, and it actually helps all the council services. If people have got jobs, if they've got income, it takes stress off all the services that we need to drive. So it's a fantastic preventative measure for the council. And then lastly, there's making sure that we make the right investment choices. Don't be attracted to vanity projects, invest in the things that will really help business to thrive and prosper in your community. I think we can tick that as well.
Be clear about what it is you want to achieve. If you can't get your vision, your values and your aims onto a sheet of A4 paper, start again, because you've lost people from the off. Secondly, there's got to be a large degree of buy-in from the staff and from your managers into that. Get those visions and values crafted along with the staff. Don't just hand it down to them. And finally, focus on the people that want to effect that change. 20% of your staff can achieve 80% of what you want to achieve. There will always be people that see no reason to change. There will always be people that are quite content to do business as they've traditionally done it. Focus on those people that get it, those people that want to change, and you won't go far wrong.
To find out more on how to manage change effectively, including a comprehensive roadmap for change developed by the LGA to help you with your change programme, go to www.lga.gov.uk/workforce. Just click on the Future Council's Future Workforce button, where you'll find a link to the Roadmap for Change page.